Hey, Mandy. I'm replacing one of the display boards here at the shorebird display case at the Kansas Wetlands Education Center. We have a series of display boards that we kind of rotate out every other month, except for these special ones like the World's Wetlands Day.
So World Wetlands Day is coming up February 2nd.
Correct.
What's the significance of February 2nd as the date?
Well, first of all, World's Wetlands Day is an event that we try to raise awareness on a global scale about the importance of shorebird and wetlands for not only people, but Earth in general. Now, February 2nd was actually picked because it was also the day that the Convention on Wetlands was signed in the city of Ramsar in Iran in 1971.
Very cool. Now, Cheyenne Bottoms has been identified as a wetland of international importance by the Ramsar Committee.
Yeah.
So why did they make that designation?
Well, that was back in 1971, so I was just a little guy back then. But the one reason I think, and now if you would go look at a satellite photo of Kansas and concentrate on the central part of the state, Cheyenne Bottoms would be a dominant feature. It would show up as a oval area of green interspersed with pools of blue, which would be the water. That alone is kind of a hint to how important Cheyenne Bottoms is. But since wetlands are disappearing at an extraordinary rate, in fact, only 3 wetland complexes, remain in Kansas, that tells us that the plant communities that are associated with these wetlands are unique and actually rare on a global scale. But I think also just the bird use here at Cheyenne Bottoms puts us on an internationally important area.
Very cool. Now, this year's World Wetlands Day theme is wetland biodiversity, why it matters. So how would you describe the biodiversity of Cheyenne Bottoms?
Well, Cheyenne Bottoms is a hemispheric important stopover site for shorebirds and also for waterfowl and geese. We actually have recorded 357 different species of birds here at Cheyenne Bottoms. But also, like on a day like today where it's really cold out, you know, Kansas can kind of be unpleasant to spend the winters, unless you happen to be a bald eagle, because Cheyenne Bottoms is actually a wintering site for bald eagles. But in addition to bald eagles, we have such birds of prey as, let's see, the short-eared owl, the northern harrier, and the rough-legged hawk that actually migrate from the north to spend their winters here in Kansas. But also, I think, you know, most people know about the tens of thousands of waterfowl, geese, and shorebirds that visit Cheyenne Bottoms during migration. But the grasslands that surround the pools here are also very important because prairies are another hotspot for biodiversity. And they also are disappearing just like our wetlands. So the grassland birds need these grasslands around the bottoms to stop during migration. But also some of them will stop and spend the summers to raise young.
All right. So I'm going to be doing a series of programs at 7th and 8th grade classrooms in our area. So what would you want students to know about Cheyenne Bottoms?
Sure. I think one thing that I always find fascinating is that 40% of all the plant and animal species in the world will either breed or live in wetlands. So the wetlands are a highly rich area for biodiversity. And maintaining biodiversity is key to the survival of all life on Earth, including humans.
All right, well, that's another episode of What You Doing, Rob?
Well, too bad it doesn't go longer because it's like really cold out there, so now I gotta go back outside.
Gotta get back to work.
All right.